गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर साक्षात परम ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुदेव नमः. So we call Guru as the God. We call him the light of wisdom, knowledge. He has the qualities of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh in him. The one who has a Guru, he is having everything. So I begin this occasion by welcoming you all on this day, the Teachers' Day, September 5th. This is also the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, former President of India, scholar, philosopher and Bharat Ratna recipient. This is a day when we express our gratitude and appreciation for all the dedicated educators who have shaped our lives and lives of countless others. We are having our esteemed dignitaries today, all the esteemed faculty members and all the dedicated staff members. No doubt we are going to have good games and activities. You must be seeing the bowls in front of you and many people have guessed क्या होने वाला है. वही होने वाला है.
थोड़ी सी एनर्जी शायद आए, है ना. मुझे तेरे चाहत के गम की कसम, जमाने के हर एक सितम की कसम, मैं तेरे लिए हूँ तू मेरे लिए है, सितमगर तेरे हर सितम की कसम. यानी कैसे, इस गाना कौन सा है? दिल में आग लगाए सावन का महीना, नहीं जीना नहीं जीना तेरे बिन नहीं जीना. दिल में आग लगाए सावन का महीना, नहीं जीना नहीं जीना तेरे बिन नहीं जीना. तूने हमें जो जख्म दिए उन जख्मों को नहीं सीना, नहीं जीना नहीं जीना तेरे बिन नहीं जीना. ये तेरी वादों का मौसम, प्यार भरे वादों का मौसम, इस मौसम के बिछड़े शायद मिले कभी ना, नहीं जीना नहीं जीना तेरे बिन नहीं जीना. सभी को प्रणाम.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a melodious song.
So without further ado, let's the game begin. Enjoy the day with the activities, fun-filled activities. For that, I will invite Vishal sir.
परम श्रद्धेय डीजी सर, डीन मैम, अमरीश सर, रंजन मैम और समस्त डीएमई परिवार, आप सबको शिक्षक दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. और जब घर के प्रमुख यहाँ मौजूद हों तो ईश्वर और का जो आशीर्वाद है वो इस सभागार में मौजूद रहता है. मुझे जो दायित्व दिया गया कि एक गेम शो कराना है, तो गेम शो को थोड़ा सा चेंज किया गया है कि गेम शो में हम बुलाएं किसको यहाँ पे. ये सबसे बड़ा प्रश्न होता है कि इसको बुलाएं उसको बुलाएं. तो अरोड़ा जी ने एक प्लान रखा कि हम पासिंग द पार्सल करेंगे, ठीक है, और म्यूजिक बचेगा. हमें कितने लोग बुलाने हैं यहाँ पे?
Sir, 4.
तो 4 लोग इसमें से सेलेक्ट किए जाएंगे. तो मेरी विनम्र आग्रह है सभी से कि जितने लोगों के पास ये दूरभाष यंत्र है उसको पर्स में रख लें, उसका कोई यूज़ नहीं है अभी. और मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि आप रंधावा मैम को ये पिलो दे दें. और सर आप इधर आ जाएं. जब मैं म्यूज़िक बोलूँ तब वो आप पता है तो म्यूजिक चलेगा, आपको बगल वाले को पास करना है, जिसके पास म्यूजिक रुका और जिसके पास ये पिलो मिला उसको यहाँ आना है। फिर उसके साथ क्या गेम्स होने हैं वो फिर बाद में बताएंगे, ठीक है? तो शुरू करें। तो सबसे पहले एक बार जोरदार ताली बजा दीजिए, तो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है। रेडी? 1 2 3 स्टार्ट। बोलो, चाप ले लो। ठीक है, रंधावा मैम को डन फोन बुला लेंगे। प्लीज मैम कम ऑन स्टेज। आप भी आ जाओ। एक चाहिए एक मैजिक मसाला।
1 2 12 number 25 20 20 46 46 87 87
तालियां बजा दें, गिफ्ट दे दो मैम। सो अब मैं परम आदरणीय डीजी सर से निवेदन करूंगा कि वो मंच पर आएं और अपने आशीष वचनों के द्वारा हम सबको अपना मार्गदर्शन दें। माननीय डीजी सर।
It is said that once a teacher, always a teacher. And we had with us one Zulkar Nain as faculty of law. He used to sing very good songs, romantic songs particularly, and he had to resign because he was selected as a judge. So he sent me the greetings this morning, and I wished him that though you are a judge, but you still continue to be a judge, to be a teacher. So once a teacher, always a teacher. And this very well applies to one President of America, Lyndon B. Johnson, who was Vice President of India, Vice President of America in 1963. And when he was going in a procession, he was 3 cars behind John F. Kennedy, who was killed in a firing spree. As Vice President of America, he succeeded as President, and perhaps in the current scenario of debate, ongoing debate in India, one nation, one election, the American Constitution some 200 years ago postulated the same provision. That way we are lagging behind by 200 years, though we got independence only 75 years back. So in American Constitution, those who belong to law faculty must be knowing that if the sitting president in America dies or killed, then no elections are held for the remaining period of his tenure, but the vice president succeeds. And there were some hooligans across the world at that point of moment who started murmuring that Lyndon B. Johnson was behind that killing of John F. Kennedy. But that was not so. That was a pure allegation. Lyndon B. Johnson was a pious man, and why not when he has been a teacher? He was teacher in his heydays. He succeeded to the throne of presidentship and performed very well in Vietnam War. Though at a great loss to America, it was brought to an end and peace was restored across the world. In spite of the fact that he was engrossed in the war, his country was suffering a lot, financially, economically, and also physically by his soldiers being killed. But Lyndon B. Johnson, who was a teacher in his young days, he still kept in consideration the amelioration of teachers and the improvement of education system in America. And he got, during his tenure, many enactments passed by Parliament which were beneficial to the educational system there and the teachers. There was upliftment of the teachers and their standards, including their remuneration, their position, and their esteem across the country. So friends, once a teacher, always a teacher. There have been lot many teachers in the world who are remembered during the annals of history, and one of them was Confucius of China, who was most reverend teacher of that country. Though it's an enemy country to India, but then ideal teachers are always regarded and remembered. 10th September in China is celebrated as Teachers' Day in his memory. We celebrate it today, that is 5th September, in memory of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who, when President of India, was approached by his friends and relatives to celebrate his birthday, but he made a request that let it be celebrated as Teachers' Day. And it is how we have been celebrating it every year. The father of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan wanted him to be a priest, but Radhakrishnan did not like it and he became a teacher. He got many doctorates, adorned many offices in the teaching line, including that of Vice Chancellor, and he preached the country as to what should be the traits of a good teacher. It is in this context that we remember that a teacher should always be empathetic, should be humorous, emotionally connected to the students of their personal programs, friendly to them, and so on and so forth. The teachers are always respected with great reverence. Our late President Dr. Abdul Kalam, who is known as a missile man, was once addressing a gathering in the college when one of the students asked him, "Sir, have you ever read Mahabharata?" Little forgetting, the student was of young age, did not know how learned Kalam has been. He has read all the Veds, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Upanishads, and he was a Sanskrit scholarly person. So he said that, "Yes, I have read." Then the student shot up second question, whose character in Mahabharata he liked most? Prompt was the answer, that Vidur. And yet one more question by the student as to why. In this he explained, Dr. Kalam explained, that Vidur was one character in the entire kingdom who had the courage to term a wrong on the face of the king Dhrashtas and other courtiers. None else, not even Dronacharya or other courtiers. It was only Vidur who will always oppose the orders of king which were wrong, which were unethical, which were against the human values. He pleaded for Pandavas that you are king of a huge kingdom and they are demanding only 5 villages, give them. But Dhrashtas was not only blind with eyes but also blind with his self-interest. He refused. He had to face the criticism of Vidur at least, and invited war and suffered a lot. Had Vidur's advice been accepted, perhaps the war would have been avoided. Friends, when Nagasaki and what was the other? Hiroshima. I remembered it when I was in DTC this morning. But your presence, your patriotic songs, they all puzzled me. So when Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed by America, the Japan was devastated, and destruction of these two cities made him to surrender, and he declared cessation of the war. An architect perhaps by the name Henge was assigned the task of rehabilitation and reconstruction of these two great cities of the world. The first building Henge constructed was a temple of peace. It was without any deity. No worship ceremonies or rituals were observed there. It was only a prayer hall, huge hall, where thousands of people could sit at one point of time and pray that war never should happen in any quarter of the world. So friends, this is how the teachers must appreciate the current situation around us. We should always try to update ourselves, our knowledge, latest research in our fields, and so on and so forth. If you will keep yourself updated, you will be able to satisfy the inquisitiveness of your students, who always see you as a masterly person. And as said by V.R. Krishna Iyer, that in his school days, the English teacher who used to teach English was regarded as a god, because he was a very learned person. If you are skilled, learned, up to date with knowledge, the respect will come all the way from the other side. If you are not, then you can understand how much in esteem would be regarded you, will be you regarded by your by your students. Friends, I remember two names, two teachers. One was Christy in German. It's a very long name, difficult to remember. She saw in Germany that the refugees coming from Iran, when Iran was raided by the conservatives, by the extremists, then thousands and lakhs of people ran away, and a large number of them went to Germany. They were provided camps by the government, and as those who are teachers of international law, there is an understanding that refugees have to be accommodated if they are victims of atrocities in their countries. She found that many girls, because it is a chaotic time, nobody thinks of as to these persons coming as refugees are already victimized. many cruelties and atrocities were committed on the girls and women, and suicidal incidents started pouring in. Then Christie realized that these girls and women, they need to be taught as to what a self-esteem is. And she persuaded them to listen to her in the camps itself, though she opened a school too and invited, but not all could go to her. So she brought esteem in them, and suicidal tendencies were stopped. Then she taught them the integration. Never consider yourself to be as a refugee. Now you are in Germany. Integrate with Germans. And this is how the men, women, girls, boys all started considering them to be the self-respectable persons in the society. Another name was Maggie in Canada, in Brazil. It was considered that most of the youths, be girls or boys, were engaged in commission of crimes. Then learning was extended to all of them to stay in the school and get engaged in a water filtration plant. Rio Doce was the town where this school was opened. The number of dropouts was 50% in that school. But slowly she encouraged them to stay and was able to persuade 90% of the youngsters to be there and get engaged in the filtration plants and other schemes being floated by that school. Friends, like these two teachers, there have been dozens and hundreds and thousands of men. Aristotle, who was a philosopher and a teacher, taught how to be a good king, how to be an ideal king. And preachings were given to Alexander the Great. And Alexander the Great acknowledged when he said that my parents have given me life, but it is my teacher, Aristotle, who had given me the learnings of ruling a country. Also he added that he was indebted to him more than his parents. So friends, there are endless anecdotes, but as I know you have been waiting since morning, I do not want to hold you more and invite to me a curse. So I wish you a bright future and I bless you all. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir, for your blessings and also for finding the time and traveling all the way from DTC to DME to give your blessings. We can't thank you enough to you, sir. We truly are blessed to be part of this organization. So now would request you, sir, Additional Director Ma'am and Management Department Head Dr. Purva Ma'am, to please come up on stage and to kindly give the gifts to the faculty members.